Good morning. So unfortunately we got rained out last night, and it was raining kind of all through the night. It's still kind of damp out here. The sun is out now though, so I don't know, maybe even by this evening we can go make a few more rounds on that canola. That's something the guy doesn't want to play with. We are putting it into 10 and 12,000 bushel bins. Our bins don't have in-floor aeration or any of that fancy stuff. We do have temperature cables in them, but my point is, you don't want to go out now and put, say, I think we got 2,000 bushels in the bottom of the 10,000 that we moved to. So if we go out now and we take a load of canola and we don't thoroughly test it, and somewhere in there some 14 moisture canola or something, and then you stick that in there, that will heat, and you could ruin the whole bin. Value, today's prices, I don't know exactly what they'll be on Monday, but 10,000 bushel bin of canola could be worth upwards of $198,000. So that's not something you want to toy with over 500-600 bushel load. So we are going to be very careful. We're going to make sure if we do go out that we test that load and make sure it's not some freak swath that got all the rain or something. And most likely we probably won't even go today. We'll just let the moisture all disappear off the swaths, give them time to dry out again, and then we'll get at her. Oh, good evening. It's like 6 o'clock, Sunday evening. Looks like I got these lined up for a race, but that's not the case. What the case is that's the last load of 2021 barley you can hear in the dryer down there. And thumbs up to that, because hopefully that's the last load of grain that has to go in the dryer. All our peas and canola came dry. All the canola we've taken so far has come dry. And it's been like 7.5. Dry is 10 and under. So it's more than dry. So we've been shoving it right in these bins here. All the oats we dried. All the wheat is dried. We got away with not drying, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8... about 10,000 bushels of wheat. And now it was basically dry. It was, right on the edge there. We were worried about the green ones, but we thought, it's testing dry, but there's some green ones in there. We'll throw it in an aeration bin with a temperature cable in it, blow air on it for a little while and see what happens. So we did that to 2 of the bins, and we've shut the fans off and they're cooling down. And the 2 bins that we didn't do that, which weren't right full, and they were definitely the driest of the wheat that we took, they're starting to cool down on their own. So that's a good sign. These big bins, when you fill them up with dry grain right out of the dryer, it's basically about a 2-month waiting game to see what's going to happen. Because you can imagine, some of the loads that we put in here, these hold about 25 of our single axle loads. So if you put in 3 or 4 loads that are 30 or 31 degrees, somewhere in there, that heat all has to migrate throughout the whole entire bin. And you have to watch it. You have to be very careful when you watch it. One thing that we found did work was sticking that aeration ducting in the door right there. So it's perforated and it goes into the center of the bin. And it just seems to allow for the cool air to to get in there and some of the heat to come out, because there is a whole map of what happens and the air, in the springtime, I think it goes down the outside and up the middle, and then in the winter it goes I don't know. Anyways, the way the heat and the moisture migrates throughout a grain bin. So, but these do have cables and we do check them, and if need be, we pull a few loads out and move it around. But yeah, anyways, that's what this is for. I'm just topping up this last bin of barley. I don't know, when you point, you don't know where you're pointing. It looks like I'm pointing, but then I look at the phone and I'm not pointing even anywhere close to it. So, like a weatherman, I guess. But that bin that's yellow auger is in, that's actually barley from like 3 years ago. And boy, are we glad we kept that, because like 3 years ago, feed barley was trading like $4 or something. And now it's like $8. So easily paid for the bin, just in keeping the grain. But I gotta zip on down and get my last load of 2021 barley out of the dryer And in the bin, well, good morning. So I was up about 7 o'clock looking out, and yeah, the ground was white. So unfortunately, for anybody that's been seeing our conglomerate of sunflowers that we grow strategically throughout the garden, in the background of the videos, I expect today is going to be the last day, because I expect by noon these guys will all be black and face down. Look how tall this guy is. I'm 6'2". This thing's like 7 feet tall. Amazing. But as you can see, nothing made seeds. That's the curse of living in northern Alberta. We just don't have the time. I don't know what it is, if we don't get enough heat or we don't get enough whatever, but look at this. That's ice. So if those sunflowers survive today, they are the most frost hardy sunflowers I've ever seen, because she froze pretty hard last night. First things first, I'm going to do here, there's no way we can there's no way we can get combining all the swaths, all the grass, everything's going to have that frost on it. If the sun would come out, it would go, but for some reason, and my dad always points it out every year, there's a ridge, and it's just like over this area. So to the east, bam, it'll go for those guys. But then we got this ridge, and we don't get no sun, we don't get no heat, we don't get anything. So by about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, it finally starts to go. Then if the wind doesn't come up, it gets tough by about 6 or 7, and then it rains around midnight, and you start this process all over again. Hopefully that's not the case today. Hopefully this cloud bank breaks and the sun comes out. It is supposed to rain tonight again, which would be unhandy as anything, because, well, we want to get the combining done. It's not that a guy doesn't like farming and doesn't like combining and doesn't like combining a good canola crop. I mean, that's all great, but we only have 2.5 fields left. Basically, you could probably sum it up to 2, because the one field is only 150 acres and there's probably 20. Yeah, so about 2 fields left, really. Not a lot, and it's just, you can see the finish line and you want to get there and get moved on. We do a lot of other stuff on the farm, and it would be nice to be able to put the combines away, get them washed up, get them put in the shed. We were out disking. I was out spraying all day yesterday. There's a bit of maintenance. There's always lots to do. So it's nice to get one project wrapped up and, okay, we don't have to go combining again. But as long as this is delayed, look at even these tractor tires. That's how wet it gets overnight. So you just can't, until everything dries up, you can't go. So I'm going to start off in the morning. I got a bunch of bags to make, and then hopefully by noon or 1 or 2, the sun is beaten down and we can go make a few rounds. Good morning. So I believe it's Tuesday morning. Yesterday we had that, well, what I thought was a pretty good killing frost, but not all of these guys look dead. They definitely look sick. Their heads are hanging a little lower, but like that guy over there, right there, he's pretty excitedly looking at the sun. This guy's got some wilted leaves, so maybe they are dead, but I don't know, maybe they aren't. This guy hasn't even opened up yet. Be sad when they go, because they're cool to look at. This guy down here, he's looking at he's leaned right over to try to get the sun, and he's not froze either, but then this guy looks like he might be froze. Anyways, you can see there's water on it. We got a bit of rain last night again. Nobody wants that. I was hoping these totes would be dry on top. They're not frozen, but they're actually wetter than they were when I went to bed. So I don't know if we'll be able to combine today. The scary thing about it is they got a chance of snow in the basically in the next 4 days. So I don't think the snow would stay, but if it snows on your swaths, you can just imagine it's worse than rain, right? Because now where the rain, you just wait for the sun to beat the rain off and the rain to fall through the swath. If it snows on the swath, now you got to wait for the sun to melt the snow to melt and go through the swath to the ground, and then the sun to melt that. So it just takes longer. And around this time of year, we want to get done. I'm going to sneeze. We got to, yeah, everybody's looking forward to getting done. Nobody's really looking forward to stretching this out for another 2 weeks. So hopefully the sun gets hot enough today. There's no clouds in the sky right now, and can melt some of this off, but it's pretty wet again. I don't know, it's not going to be till later on this afternoon, maybe even into towards evening before we'll even go and try. But I do have a whole bunch of bags to make, so first thing I'm gonna do is get my tractor unhooked over there, bring it over here, fuel it up, get the backhoe fueled up, and start grinding. Well, good, I guess evening. It is 5 o'clock. I finished up. I got 25 bags made here. So this stuff is all getting shipped into BC actually, along with a couple totes of molasses. But they took a sample of canola this morning. It was about 11.3. They just took one little part of a hopper. So they dumped that on top of this stuff that was 7 from a day or two ago before the rain. And we just took a sample again. It was 9.5. So at 9.5, you can't sit back and wait. Weather is going to turn bad. So we are going to fly at her. 9.5 is dry anyways. So I'm taking the auger up. Sorry, I'm taking the tractor up that I've been using for bags, and I'll hook it back up to the auger, and we will hopefully get some more canola off. All right, we are here now. We're north of town on this field. They are going. This field's a little lighter, so we're not exactly sure what to expect out of it. But me and Buddy came over to get this truck. They got it full. I had to bring Buddy because he's got his bat. So with the price of canola, you pretty much need armored guards with you. So I bring Buddy with his bat in case anybody tries to jack us on the highway. But we got bad weather coming up in a couple of days. It's pretty nice today, so we will putz away at it, see where we get, and then we'll head back to the farm. What's the bat for, Buddy? Beating up bad guys? If they try to steal our nolas? So you have to excuse the wind, but on this one field that's north of town, it is our farthest field, and we like to haul just with the Super Bees if we can. Saves on these older body jobs. Saves some miles on them because they're a little underpowered and so on and so forth, but they're gonna have Carl full right away. We got the International, the Tandem, and that brown truck out here for them. It's too windy for them to unload into that brown truck, so hopefully they don't have to use it. We should be able to get back, get unloaded, and then bring the semi back by the time they get these 2 single axles full. Because this is not running as well as it does closer to the main farm there, but it's running okay, I guess. It's a little smaller swath, so they can go a little quicker, but it's yielding a little less. So